Yeah, I've been in the forestry, Wildfire since 1991. I've been an engine captain, engine boss since 1993, and still am. I started doing mechanical fuels, grapple piling. That was where I started about 20 years ago, 22 years ago. And then, probably about 18 years ago, the contracts that were coming out with the Forest Service and BLM and stuff that we were doing, it was grapple piling and mastication in the same task orders. So I'd subbed it out for a little bit with a guy that kind of was the pioneer around here, and he helped me, got my first head, and it was a Promac, and I still have it, still use it today. Every day we run 10 11 months a year, and yeah, so we do thousands of acres a year between grapple piling and mastication, and we still do wildfire usually. When it gets hot in the summertime around here, July, August, we get in restrictions, and that's usually when we go to fire. On fires, I've been around Crater Lake. I've been around Walla Walla's watershed. I've been working right now around Grande's watershed. When we're calling in masticators to fire, which is new. I mean, it hasn't been going that long that we put those as it used to be an optional item, like they would just go try to ERA and find somebody that had one of these machines, and now it's an actually on the contract type 1, type 2, type 3 boom mounted masticators. And obviously we're on the right track, I think, with the government. We're trying to get ahead of this a little bit because it's very expensive on fire. You got camps and people and lowboys, and compared to just going out and getting a fuel break put in to stop it. And these lines are pretty good size. Some of them involve just natural and us mulching them and getting ahead of it. But I think the other thing is on fire. A lot of these forests are very sick. A lot of the private ground is very sick. It hasn't been treated. It hasn't been maintained, and it's almost impossible to do it by hand. And if you do it by hand, then you've got to bring in wood chippers, and it's all labor. It's all a 20-man crew isn't going to get a lot of miles done along a road. Where one person in one of these machines, doesn't really matter. We can take all the ground fuels, all the ladder fuels. We can limb up the trees as we're going. It's always about prep, burn, hold, and it's easier to prep, quicker to prep with one of these in those thick stands than to do it by hand. Obviously, I've been with the Forest Service since '91, working for them and BLM, and I've done work for the tribes. There's no doubt. I mean, I take a ton of pride in it. I mean, I drive through my units all the time that I did 15 years ago when I'm hunting or whatever. Now you can see I love during fire season, hearing that we took a lightning strike in one of my units and it just creeped around and did a nice little underburn, and they got there and it was, it was easy to control even with the wind on it. I like hearing that, that it worked. I like big blocks, too. I like to be able to move from unit to unit, move down the road, less slowboying, less downtime. That's really why I stick with the fire and fuels, in that side of it, just because, I'm not jumping around to small jobs all the time or anything. We can kind of focus on big blocks. What it takes to make it, to be in this business and to be sustainable and to be profitable. Obviously you got to make money, but it's quality in my book, and it's efficiency. And that's why, I got lucky to get into buy a Promac head way back, years ago, my first head I ever bought. And over time working with them, it's just involved in this relationship that we R&D it. We say, hey, this works, this didn't work. But the main reason is that they don't break down. I got to keep my guys in the seat. I got to keep them running. I get paid by the acre. I don't get paid by the hour,
No nonsense. Forestry proven. North American manufactured. Promac equipment.